Hi, it's Angela Warner. The Warner family is pretty serious about the fair. The food, the fun, the family time. But Warner Stallion has another fair tradition. Back when we used the fairgrounds as our warehouse, these weeks meant clearing out all of our appliances for a mega sale. And that tradition stuck. Right now, during Savings on a Stick, you'll save up to 50% off regular prices. And then we add a bonus for each one you buy for up to $1,200 instant savings. State Fair Savings on a Stick, only at Warner Stallion Appliance.
Owning a rental property sounds like a dream until you realize how much work goes into getting it ready. Determine a competitive rent price, market the property, schedule the showing, screen tenants, draft up the lease, set up rent collection, handle maintenance requests, maintain tenant communication. Whew, sound complicated? Renter's Warehouse is here to take the hard work off your rental to-do list. Qualified tenants? Check. Rent collection? Check. Maintenance coordination? You got it. Go to renterswarehouse.com for a free rental analysis to find out how much your home can rent for. Or call 952-444-6996 because from now on, the only thing you need on your to-do list is to call Renter's Warehouse.
Golden State Media Concepts presents the GSMC Classic Series with episodes of some of your favorites from a day gone by, a time gone by. Join us as we time travel to some of your classic favorites from yesteryear. The GSMC Podcast Network invites you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the GSMC Classic Series on the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network.
Listen to it fizz. First aid for the relief from headache, Alka-Seltzer. From acid indigestion, Alka-Seltzer. From cold discomfort, Alka-Seltzer. Alka-Seltzer presents the Quiz Kids and the chief quizzer himself, Pat Conley.
Everyone, and welcome to another Alka-Seltzer question session with the Quiz Kids. This is going to be a very special occasion because representatives of Lions International are challenging our young Quiz Kids this afternoon. It's a very distinguished group, and I want you to meet them. So, Quiz Kids, let's show these roaring lions how we answer roll call. Sally Ann?
I'm Sally Ann Wilhelm. I'm 12 years old. I'm in the 7th grade at Central Junior High School in Elkhart, Indiana.
Lonnie?
I'm Lonnie Lundy. I'm 15 years old, and I'm a sophomore at Maine Township High School in Park Ridge, Illinois.
Wendy?
I'm Wendy Stocking. I'm 5 years old, and I go to kindergarten at Kids School in Chicago, Illinois.
All right. Naomi?
I'm Naomi Cooks. I'm 12 years old and in the 8A at Grover Cleveland School, Chicago.
And Harvey?
I'm Harvey Dutch. I'm 7 years old. I go to Hebrew School, and I'm in grade 3B.
All right. That's the way it's done. So, Lions, let's hear from you. First, from Memphis, Tennessee, we have the past international president of Lions International and attorney-at-law, Mr. Pierce.
Clifford D. Pierce, too old to give my age, from the land of cotton and tourist.
From Camden, New Jersey, first vice president of this great organization, Mr. Nutter.
My name is Harold Nutter from Camden, New Jersey. I'm in the mortgage business. I tried to bribe Pat into getting a copy of the questions, but was not successful.
From Maywood, Illinois, the second vice president, Mr. Elbert.
I'm Edgar M. Elbert. I work hard and earn an honest living selling real estate.
From Detroit, Michigan, third vice president, Mr. Dodge.
S.A. Dodge from Detroit, Michigan, manufacturer of chemicals.
And from Chicago, Illinois, the Director General of Lions International, Mr. Keaton.
My name is R. Roy Keaton. I'm 43 years of age. I've lost my hair prematurely, but I still have my natural teeth.
And also from Chicago, the sixth representative of Lions International, Mr. Kelly.
My name is Joseph William Kelly. I am a member of the Central Lions Club here in Chicago. I was born in Crawfordsville, Indiana, when I was very young. And I went through Wabash College in the front door and out the back. I would like to add that they pulled a switch on me today, inasmuch as I'm a member of the Lions Club, and made me a contestant along with my fellow brother Lions here. And young Patrick Conlon is going to be the old chief quizzer, or I should say the young chief quizzer himself today. So, Pat, now you can take over, and lots of luck to you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Kelly.
And to us.
Right.
Here's your first question from Carol Urbidge of Sacramento, California. What yellow flower you dig up and throw out describes 6 men, all brave, all stout? The hands went up pretty fast there. I should say one hand did. Naomi?
Well, I think that would be a dandelion.
A dandelion. We have 6 dandelions here today.
Excuse me for interrupting, but the Lions here didn't know that they were supposed to hold up their hands.
Oh, they did.
So they just asked
I'll
me.
explain that to them. Lions, be sure and hold up their hands now when you want to be called on.
Yeah,
we
by
knew
all
you knew the
means, hold
answer.
up
It's
your
just
hands.
that you forgot. The next question from the Alka-Seltzer question box is from Frank Weiner of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. If you heard of a bird that courted its mate in the following manner, what bird would it be? First, if you heard of a bird that had air sacs on his chest, which he inflated and collapsed to attract his mate. And the hands went up pretty fast there, Harvey.
That would be the sage-grouse, I believe. When it's in mating season, it blows up these windbags and lets them down with a plup that could be heard a mile away.
That's right. Fine. All right, quiz kids and Lions, see what you can do with the second part. If you heard of a bird that presented his mate with such a big chest, he could hardly walk. Naomi?
Wouldn't that be a powder pigeon?
Well, no. No, we're thinking of a different kind of a bird. If you heard of a bird that presented his mate with such a big chest that he could hardly walk. No hands up on this? Well, Mr. Keaton, a little bird tells me that your first gift to your fiancée was a cedar chest. Wasn't it?
That's right.
And it was so big that you could hardly walk, wasn't it?
I didn't identify that with a bird.
Well, anyway, that was Mr. Keaton. And, Mr. Keaton, I think maybe you're going to hear about this when you get home. Well, Mrs. Sarah Mann of Chicago says that if famous poets had written the nursery rhyme, Mary Had a Little Lamb, they would have written it in their particular styles. You are to identify the author and compositions from which it is copied. Here's the first part. Should Mary's white lamb be forgot and never brought to mind? Lonnie?
Well, that's copied after Auld Lang Syne. I believe that's Robert Burns.
Robert Burns, that's right. And here's our second part. The lamb was here, the lamb was there, the lamb was all around. Lonnie?
Well, that would be Samuel Taylor Coleridge from a passage in the Rime of the Ancient Mariner.
What is that stanza?
Water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink.
That's right. And here's the last one. Hearken, my brethren, and ye shall hear of Mary's little lambie dear. All right, Naomi.
Well, I think that was Henry Wadsworth Longfellow from The Midnight Ride of Paul Revere.
What's the real name of that, Lonnie?
Paul Revere's right.
Paul Revere's right, that's right.
Pat, pardon me, I'd like to call time out
right.
for a couple of seconds. Fellas, you know, you got permission to put your hands up a while. So let's...
on mine.
All right, proceed, Chief Quizzer.
I'm sure the Lions were just meditating on those questions there.
Say that again.
The next question is from Louise Manning of Atlanta, Georgia. Suppose you're serenading your best girl and use the songs Howard Peterson is going to play on the organ. You are to identify the song you would be singing and give us a sample of it. Here's the first one. Mr. Albert.
I had a dream, dear.
That's right. Fine. And here's the second part.
Well, wait a minute. Is he going to sing?
That's right. Gee, I almost forgot about that. We wouldn't want to miss that.
Yeah,
Mr.
this
Albert.
we want to hear.
I had a dream, dear. You had one too. Mine was the best dream because it was of you.
Well, 4 lions got in on
right.
that.
That's wonderful. Here's our second part. Oh, the hands went up very fast there. Little Wendy?
Ain't she sweet?
All right, Wendy, can you sing that for us?
Ain't she sweet? Walking down the street. Now I ask you very confidentially, ain't she sweet?
And here's our last one. Mr. Keaton.
You can't stop me from loving you.
That's right. Now, we can't stop you from singing either. So, we'd love to hear you.
You can put beans in my coffee. You can put flit in my stew. You can be as aloof as the Chrysler roof, but you can't stop me from loving you.
Hooray for the Lions!
Well, let's see here.
Wait a minute, what's the matter, Pat? Can't you find the next card?
Well, yes, Mr. Kelly, but it just says, discuss the weather.
Oh, well, this winter weather we're having over so much of the country is really something to talk about. Oh, yes, and you know, friends, it can pay us all to watch out for colds.
That's right, Joe. A cold can make you feel pretty miserable, friends. So be wise and keep plenty of Alka-Seltzer on hand during the cold-catching season. And when you feel a cold coming on, start taking Alka-Seltzer. Just follow the directions that are there in the Alka-Seltzer package. And, of course, take care of yourself and watch your diet. You'll like the way Alka-Seltzer helps you feel better, the way it helps that miserable, feverish, ache-in-every-bone feeling that you usually have with a cold. And use Alka-Seltzer as a gargle, too. It's easy. Just drop a couple of Alka-Seltzer tablets in a quarter glass of warm water and gargle with this solution. It certainly eases the raspy, sore throat that often accompanies a cold. So remember, when you take cold, take Alka-Seltzer. Yes, Alka-Seltzer can be worth its weight in gold when you're suffering with a cold.
You bet, folks. Well, all right, Patrick, let's get on with this Lions International versus Quiz Kids competition.
Right you are, Mr. Kelly. For this question from Mary Hammerstein of Cincinnati, Ohio, you are to suppose that opera lyrics were written in the lingo of gangsters. I will read a so-called line from an opera, and you are to tell who is talking to whom. Here's the first one.
Look, wise guy, your racket is killing bulls. Stick to it, see? And quit giving my babe the glad hand.
All right, Lonnie.
Well, that would be from Carmen by Bizet.
And
Michaela would be talking to Escamillo.
No, Naomi?
Well, I think it would be Don Jose talking to Eskimo.
That's right. Now, you lions must give a tough answer that Escamillo would reply to Jose. I'm giving you cards that contain true replies, but you are to pick one that is in keeping with what really happened in the story and give it in real gangster reading, too. Any hands up on this? You got a chance to look at... All right, Mr. Kelly.
Oh, yeah? Well, get this. The skirt likes me, see? She's my dame. Get it? Don't tell me I got the right one, Pat.
You did get the right one,
fine.
Mr. Kelly. That's right. Now try this next opera. Who is talking to whom?
You gotta scram, beautiful. This is no place for a lady. They're gonna seal me up alive in this hole.
Sally Ann?
Well, that was from Aida when Radames was locked in the tomb and Aida was in the tomb, too.
That's right. Now you lions are to reply what Aida might have said. So pick the correct answer from the cards passed out. Mr. Elbert.
Babe, don't hand me that stuff. I'm crazy about you. I'm sticking, see?
That's right. Here's a sports question from Roy Henderson of Memphis, Tennessee. Whose record is associated with these numbers in sports? Get 2 of 3. First, .420. Lonnie.
Well, that would be a batting average. I believe that's George Scissor. Or no, Rogers Hornsby, who
No.
has the all.
No, it is a batting average, but who is it now? Any other hands on this? Mr. Kelly.
Could it be Ty Cobb?
That's right. It could be Ty Cobb, and Lonnie was partly right because it could have been George Sisler, too. They both hold the American League record for batting in a single season with 420. All right, see what you can do with this next part. 2 minutes, 1 2/5 second. 2 minutes, 1 and... Mr. Kelly.
Will you please repeat that?
All right, I will. 2 minutes, 1 2/5 second. Now, what record would you associate with that? All right, Lonnie?
Well, I'm quite sure that's the mark for the fast